Hello!
Hi, how are you?
Welcome to the Argentine Rugby Breakdown. I'm Flore.
I'm Pato, and today we're starting a new series. We'll be talking about the new rugby professional league that's starting in South America. That's called the Superliga Americana de Rugby.
The Superliga Americana de Rugby, or SLAR. I always have to spell things. Well, the mean on the objective of this league is to develop rugby in the region, in South America. But first, before we start talking about the league and how are they going to develop rugby in South America, you may wonder, what is the situation of South American rugby at this point? So this video is about that.
Exactly. Here we're going to tackle what is rugby right now in South America, how it works. And first, to start with, you have to know that rugby in South America is amateur. There's no professional development of rugby in South America. Actually, Jaguares was the first professional team within the continent.
And it was based in Argentina, and it has a reason to be based in Argentina and not in another country in South America. It's because Argentina is the most developed country rugby-wise in the region, and very difference between the other different countries of the region.
Yes, there's a huge difference between Argentina and the rest of the countries. The closest country that comes to Argentina, and still there's a huge difference, is Uruguay, who's been able to qualify twice or three times for the Rugby World Cup. But still, the difference between Argentina and Uruguay is very big, and from Uruguay to the rest of the countries is also really big.
So that's the main reason why Jaguares was based in Argentina, or why Jaguares grow in Argentina.
Why Jaguares is an Argentine game.
Yeah. And you may wonder, like, it's weird, right? To Argentina to have developed this level of rugby and to be in the tier 10 of the most important countries, rugby teams. So for us, it's very difficult to explain, because we never were a British colony, so we don't know how rugby grows so strong in the country. We don't have any competitors around us to play or to have rivalries to develop the game. So it's kind of a mystery why Argentina has the level of strong rugby. And we are not going to try to cipher this.
Yeah. Why so the levels are so different? Why there's such a big difference within the region between Argentina and the rest of them? It's a mystery.
That's the thing. Argentina, it's on the top of South America, and then, as Pato said, we have Uruguay, and then the rest of the countries of the region, and that's how is the situation around the country, around the
region.
Yeah.
So we are going to start talking a little bit about Argentina. That is where we live, and the rugby that we know about. Yes. We don't really know very much about the other countries. We know a little bit, but not that much to be able to talk to you about them. In Argentine rugby is structured in this way. We have the clubs, the amateur clubs, that are the base of the rugby, the most important source of rugby in Argentina, where the players are trained and they're formed. Not only as players, but also as human beings. It's really important for the culture of rugby in Argentina. The clubs come together and they form provincial unions. There are some provincial unions there are some provinces that are very big, so there are more than one provincial union per province. Like we find in the province of Buenos Aires, there are more than three, I believe. So you also have those, and these provincial unions then come together and they form the Argentine Rugby Union. That is the one who oversees rugby in the whole country, and is the one who manages the Pumas, the Jaguares, and all other national teams, the Pumas 7, and all other teams.
Argentina 15 and all of them. The strongest provincial unions are Tucumán, La Urba, which is Buenos Aires, one of Buenos Aires provincial unions, Córdoba, and Rosario. So that's how rugby works in Argentina.
How it's organized, how it's structured.
With all the comments on the news about this new league, there were different polls to the how they receive the idea of a professional tournament in the region. There is a divide. There's people who thinks that have a professional league in the region will be it's a great idea, and it will develop rugby in the region and with players here. And there's people that doesn't want it at all. The more traditional ones, the more hardcore union club old people.
Yes.
They think that professionalism is something you fly to Europe for. It's not something that happens in Argentina or in Brazil or in Colombia. So they are very eager to protest and try to stop this from happening. But it will happen. We will start having a professional league in 2 days.
Yeah, a couple of days.
Yeah, in a couple of days. So how we stand with this? Where we stand?
Where we stand with this
What do we
situation?
want? Are we traditionalist?
No, we're not. we don't like status quo. We strongly believe that the clubs are the foundation of rugby in Argentina and South America. It's important for them to remain amateur, to be the ones who form players, and they form them as people and also as players. We strongly believe in that. But we also believe that for the sport to grow, there needs to be a professional competition. We believe that this tournament is going to be really important for rugby in the region, for these other countries to develop their rugby, to bring more people into the sport, and it will help this country to grow in competitiveness. Not only these teams, but they're also the national teams. But this not only will help those countries, it will also help Argentina. And why would this happen? What would this be? Argentina loses every year tons of young players to Europe, to second leagues in Europe. And one of the main reasons of this also is to be able to retain these young players, to give them a place close to the family, close to the friends, where they can be professional, which is something that they want, but they can be within the region. They can be close to the families, close to the friends. They can even finish their studies, because all the players are going to be studying in university if they want to. And then that would help us retain these players, to increase the base of professional players within the region, within the country, exactly. And this growth in the base will allow us to have more professional players available for the Pumas, and maybe in the future a second franchise for Super Rugby. So I believe that this tournament will be not only good for the region, for the other countries within the region, but it's really important for Argentina, and that's the way that we think about it. That we view this tournament. We are very excited about this tournament, about this new endeavor that the region is taking on.
Yeah, I agree with Pato. I think to have a professional league in South America, it's going to increase the amount of people, of fans, of rugby fans, which is always great. Just remember, in South America, the most popular game, of course, is football. Rugby, in Argentina, it's getting more popular because of how Juárez is playing, and they have this sentiment about Pumas. Like a lot of Pumas has a lot of fans, which are not club people, like rugby clubs people. So I think the idea of this tournament is to keep that people entertained more than 4 games a year, and to have a tournament to follow and a team that they can see, and they can see playing against not a South African, but maybe a Chilean or a Brazilian, like have rivalries closer to home, which I think it's more.
It's gonna be good.
Yes, it's always like we have in football, we have Argentina, Brazil, which is very important. So maybe in rugby we can have Argentina, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, and
the famous local derbies.
Yes, so I think that will help a lot to develop rugby, not only for players and for people who play the game, but also for people who doesn't play but they like the game, but they don't know how to watch it, they don't know where the clubs are, where the games are. When you go to a club, you see 5 different games and you don't understand how it works sometimes. So I think this is more clear, it will be televised, so it's good for everybody. And the traditionalists have to adjust to it and just...
Yes.
Yeah, adjust.
Times change.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the idea of this video. We explain a little bit how is the rugby in the region, how is rugby in Argentina, and where we stand with this league. So we will do some preview and game review of Sabos, which is the
Argentine team.
The Argentine team and all the league. So you will see and we will learn about some new players that maybe later you will see in Jaguares, in Argentina 15, or maybe in Pumas. So that's the main reason we are also making videos for this, so you start knowing the players before they go to major leagues.
Yes, that's right.
This is it.
That's it. So thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.
Yes, goodbye.
Bye.